Okay, welcome back everybody. I hope you enjoyed your 10 days off. That's it for the season now, but we have some good news now. We're back, and that is that Gonzalez is finally able to play with us after 8 months on 20 grand a week. So yeah, Gonzalez, please be worth it, mate. Now, a little bit of housekeeping. The January window, as we know, is opened. So hands up if you are unhappy with me currently. Just the three of you. That's not bad. I'll take that.
Stropum áfram Grindavik og ég veit við fagnum gerir dag.
Hey guys, I'm Aussie Villain and welcome back to Grindavik on The Impossible Dream. It is season 14, episode 9 today. We face Roma, we host Roma, we go to ANFIELD to play Liverpool, final two games of the Champions League phase, and we do this already knowing that we are qualified for the next round. If we go and have a look down here, teams two have secured a playoff spot, and there we are right there in amongst some other mildly sized European teams. So excellent news, no pressure on us, we're through. We kind of expected that to be the case, having beaten Anderlecht last episode. So yeah, 12 points. If we can beat Roma today, though, 15 points gives us half a chance going to that final game against Liverpool to see what we can do. Now, not going quite so well for the kids. They lost 3-0 at home to Roma, so that puts them right on the bubble in terms of going through. They've obviously got to play Liverpool yet, and well, we'll see what happens, but they may not be joining us in the knockout rounds of their respective Champions League. So, yeah, that is what it is. Now, some other good news is that we're January 21st. We've had lots of bids coming in for our players. Some of the bigger ones I put on the Discord earlier today. But we've only really got 3 unhappy players. Milosevic is unhappy at not being able to join Nice. Now, I've agreed to sell him for 7.5. No one comes coming anywhere near that. Krusliak is disappointed not to be joining Rennes. We haven't made him a promise, so that's absolutely fine. And Pavas wanted to join Reading for some reason. I don't know why. I thought that was a good idea. I'm sure he will get over that quite quickly, though. So, yeah, that in itself is not too bad. And some other good news. The centre-back we signed 8 months ago is finally able to play. Now, the reason he couldn't play is that we signed him from Napoli. He had been on loan at Bari, and he had apparently, we would have been the third team he played for in a 12-month, well, in the season. So, for whatever reason, it didn't tick over in June, it ticked over in January. So he's available for us now. Now, this is good news because his anticipation, he was a big part of what I wanted to do defensively in Europe, because with that anticipation, decent pace, he should have been able to play sort of more on the cover, and so if we had somebody sort of pushing up in defence, he should have been able to just sort of drop in and cover for us. So him coming back now he's not really match sharp. Obviously, he hasn't played in 12 or 8 months or however long it's been. So we will try and ease him back in, ready for the knockout rounds. But yeah, 20 grand a week he's been on, just sort of sitting around waiting for him to be eligible to play for us, which is completely my fault, really. So yeah. We'll see how he goes. Honestly, though, looking at some of his stats here, he's maybe not our best option at centre-back. So we'll have to wait and see, see what happens. But he's back anyway, and that's a good thing for us. So Roma, they are currently 7th in the Champions League standings. We're expecting this weird sort of 4-2-4 formation from them, which I've got to say has got me a little bit not sure how best to attack them, because it's kind of man versus man at the back, isn't it? So I wonder if we need to be a little bit wiser here and maybe just have these guys on support, be a little bit more cautious getting forward. And there's a part of me that wonders if Jonsson needs to be doing something different as well. So the team we're sending out: Puel in goal, Giacchini, Grubasic, White and Luna. Jonsson, who could do with a booking, as could White, and who's the other one? Grubasic. If they were to get suspended here, get a clean slate going into the knockout rounds, absolutely fine. Kosh is in the same boat, actually. Raul and Brennett will be in midfield. It is Kosh, a rock-up. Now, Steamer is away at the Cup of Nations. He's going to miss these 2 games today, which is annoying. A rocker's good quality, though. And Krusliak, he will go up front. He's had his head turned. He's unhappy. Is he going to sulk? If he does, Baltinson's on the bench. All right, so we can see the team sheet there. Montella is he the manager in real life? I always get him and Enrique confused, and Montella obviously played there, and it seems like the two of them just go back and forth managing Roma, but I also get, anyway. Gonozzo is the guy from Leeds, isn't it? Valpato is the guy that rejected the Socceroos, so he can Change your mind, mate. We're a good team. But I don't recognise anybody else there, I don't think. Alright, so what do we say to this? Nothing to lose. We can qualify for the round of 16. I want us to do our bit, whatever else happens. I think we've got to try and be a little bit positive here, don't we? You know, we are at home. We're a very good team when we play at home. We are attacking this one a little bit differently defensively as well. I'll show you that before we go out there. We're expecting them to be a vertical tiki-taka side. They score most of their goals are through balls or short passes, so we're just trying to sit deep, compact, limit the space they have to play in, and force them wide, obviously, and then hopefully we can pick them off getting forward. All right, and here we go. Now, apologies, this episode was not out Thursday as per schedule. For those of you who aren't aware, my wife is a teacher, so they've just started back for the year. They had an induction, an orientation night or something, so I didn't get the chance to record the episode, never mind edit it. So yeah, that is why we're running a day late. But yeah, we're here now, and hopefully it's going to be worth the wait. Like I said at the top, we are through. So that, in that sense, the pressure is off here. But what we ideally want to have, well, one of two things. A, if we get to the top 8, brilliant, what an achievement that is. But we want to make sure we're the top half of the next 16, because that'll mean we're seeded in that draw. And we saw that last year. It gave us a better draw, and in theory it's supposed to give you a better draw. That's the point of seeding, isn't it? So yeah, we'll wait and see, but as many points as we can get, obviously, the better. Now, whether Roma is going to be a better side than Inter as well, I'm not completely sure about. But, yeah, we just need to be organised here, don't we? The weather's not going to help, and apologies. It looks like we've got a white ball on snow, which is not doing anybody any favours either. So, let's see what we can do here. So far, the plan looks as though it's working, but of course, nature of a highlight, something tends to happen. And if they have to shoot from there, then that's not bad, but ideally a little bit more pressure on the shot would be good as well, or a little bit further out. Here we go, Kosh. It's a flick on by Kruzliak, but can't do much with it. And here we go. The other thing I think we're doing as well is we're exploiting the middle, given that they only have 2 central midfielders. That seems like a sensible thing to do. As here they go again. Are they going to shoot from... Oh, someone's not marking. I think it might be Luna, and he's young, and he's going to make mistakes, but that wasn't a good one, was it? You've got to go with your man there. Yeah, I mean, in his defence, there is 2 guys over there, so maybe it's Kosh that hasn't tracked the fullback. But yeah, somebody over there needs to focus. I think Kosh perhaps wasn't tracking his man. Now, we do have marking assignments done, don't we? Yeah, we do. He should have been tracking him. So it's Kosh's fault. We can all blame him for that one. And we find ourselves a goal down as a result. That is, I think, part of... Raul caught in possession. He's offside there. Surely he's offside, ref. Surely. I don't think I like this exploit the middle. I think it's taking away a little bit of what we are good at. And I think, given the snow, maybe we need to be a little bit more direct in what we're doing. I don't equally know that I want to exploit the flanks. I mean, he looked like he was a good 2 or 3 yards offside. Did he? Was it going to be one of these? Grubasic has stepped up, so it's actually a lot closer than it initially looked when we first saw it. But Grubasic did the right thing, and that ultimately is what matters. Now, we're not doing well in terms of possession here. I wonder if we do need to exploit the flanks just to try and move them around a little bit. Maybe don't look for overlaps if we've haven't got our fullbacks getting as far forward as we normally would. It's a weird formation. I don't know that I've come up against something like that before. All right, we're going to say we're disappointed. We've not been creative enough. I think all of that is true. Kruzliak has lost confidence. If you don't get that confidence back, mate, you're not going out for the second half. So Boutenson will be coming on. It looks a little bit like he's had his head turned, doesn't it? And that's a real shame. But there's not a great deal we can do about it. Boutenson looks nervous coming on. Hopefully he'll get over those nerves fairly quickly. And we've got a highlight it feels like the way we should be able to get a much better hold on the game, as Kosh does much better that time, by playing through the middle and forcing. Maybe we need to force them inside. And that will, maybe we need to do that. If we force them inside, then in theory they've only got 2 central midfielders in there. Maybe then we have a better chance of sort of strangling the game away from them. But it feels like what we're doing should be working, and it's not. Is that a save, or was a save? Good save from Puel. Or was it? Maybe it wasn't a save. Let's try a demand more. Luna is not having a great day, so we're going to change things up. I wanted to get Gonzalez up to speed a little bit anyway, so we'll do that, and White can go over there and play right back for us, which is absolutely fine. He's a fairly solid defensive option anyway. Let's maybe try a fire up. Gonzalez nervous on debut. Ball forward. Bautinson can't quite get free of the man there. I wonder if now is the time to start and push things up with not too much longer to go in this one. Brennet's done brilliantly there, and then loses out again, and Giacchini wins it back, but Brennet has lost out again. Can we win that with White? He's good in the air, he can. Kosh. Here we go with Kosh, he's quick. And he's happy again as well, which is something I forgot to mention at the top. He was having a bit of a sulk, but he and Milosevic have just changed places. Briette now with a good ball for Kosh into the area. Can he whip across? And he can! And Bautinson! Surely he's onside. He's behind the ball, isn't he, ref? That should be 1-1. It should be 1-1. Give it, VAR. Give it. They have given it, and it is 1-1. We'll keep going with the changes because I'm fairly sure that my logic is sound there, but Brennet did really, really well. Kosh timed it. I wonder if it's Kosh that was the close offside call, because Bautinson there looked both behind the man and the ball. Is it going to give us a replay? Kosh is even he looked on. Yeah, he's well on. It didn't look close, if I'm honest. Goalkeeper should have done a lot better from there though. But that is brilliant. And let's go and see if we can win it now. I guess what we don't want to do is lose it, isn't it? That's the big thing here. We have pushed up a little bit, and so maybe that's a change we shouldn't have done. But a point or 3 doesn't make that much. I mean, a point doesn't make that much difference. It's a good result, like, don't get me wrong. But we are going to need to probably beat Liverpool now to get into that top 8. We needed to win one of these 2 games. But of course, the thing not to forget as well, we've had our break, our end of season break. We always struggle in these games when we come back, and that's not a terrible result, is it? So we are currently outside the top 8. If we beat Liverpool, we'll go into it. If we don't, then we won't. And going to Anfield is going to be very, very tough, isn't it? Manchester City down there in 20th. What just draw them in the next round? So teams secure their places, 800 grand in the bank for us, and we will face Liverpool next. And I don't think anybody who's a booking away from a suspension, I don't think we can play them, can we? We've got to save them for the knockout rounds. All right, we are at Anfield, and we have mixed news, mostly bad news to be honest with you. The kids have not gone through. They lost 4-1 to Liverpool, so they end their group in 20th, so they miss out by a point and will goal difference as well. Now, we are going to be without 2 players that possibly we were going to be without of anyway. Krusliak, who is sulking and can now do so with pulled knee ligaments, he is out for another. Well, he's going to miss this game anyway. He might be back, but he's not training well now either. He has really got a sulk on. And the other one is Jonsson. Now, I wasn't going to play him because I didn't want him to get carry on a suspension to knockout football. He's going to be missing for up to a month, though, potentially another extra week on top of that. So that is obviously bad news because we don't want him. We wanted him to be playing, didn't we? So that is that. Now, as things stand, this is the Wednesday. It's the last game of the league phase. Now, if we were to beat Liverpool, we had 16 points. We'd have a better goal difference than Inter. Roma would need to not win, as would Marseille need to not win for us to get into the top 8. So a lot of ifs, buts and maybes, but unlikely. If we beat Liverpool by enough, maybe we could overdo their goal difference. Actually, if we were to beat them by one, we both have the same goal difference to go to goal. So we need to beat Liverpool. That's unlikely to happen. But what I'm more concerned about here is in the event that we lose, which is probable, I would say, going to Liverpool. We need to be in this top 8 here. Look at some of the teams at the top of this thing. We've just seen a tough game against Roma. City are up there. Marseille, Real Madrid, Bayern Munich. You really do want to be in this top half and seeded playing somebody in the bottom there, don't you? That bottom 8. So fingers crossed if we do lose that there's enough results to go our way to keep us on that top half of the next 8. But I'm not convinced. There's a lot of teams here that are still got to play. And there's only a point or two between us, so it's dicey, this one. It really is. But let's have a look and see what we're doing here. We're expecting a 4-3-3 out of them, and this is a team that we are sending out now. As I said, we are resting or not risking players that are booking away from a suspension. So White and Grubasic aren't playing. Plamenos is almost back from his broken leg, so that's going to be a nice plus when he comes back. Kosh also is a booking away, therefore not playing. Now, for some reason, Luna isn't showing as a booking away, so he can play. So it's Puwal in goal, it's Giacchini, Meyer, Gonzalez, and Luna is the back four. Pavas, Raul, and Brennett. It is Milosevic, who is sulking but needs to play. Rocca, who is not bad, he's doing a decent job filling in. And Boutenson got the goal for us against Roma. Let's see if he can get 1 or 2 more against Liverpool. Alright, so Jurgen Klopp, still the manager. Harvey Elliott is still there. Endrick, we know, is a bit of a superstar in the game. Nick Van Dijk, we've looked at signing. We tried to sign Urban, he's a very good left-back. I think we tried to sign Mendes. All these players that we miss out to against, just the Manchester against the wages of the Premier League. But, yeah, don't expect to get no pressure on you. This is the day we end. Let's do it. Oh, I can get on board with ending an unbeaten run. Yeah, so the reason that we've gone with the weaker team, there's a big part of me that thought, given how important it is for us to stay in that top half, ideally, play especially Grubasic and especially Grubasic, play them and, try and make sure that we get into that top 8 of the next 16. I'm sure you know what I mean. But the risk with that, of course, is that we could do that, lose anyway, they get a suspension, and then we're missing them for knockout football. So, yeah, it's one of those, isn't it? It's going to be a hindsight thing, but ultimately, our campaign continues after this game, whether it's a nightmare draw or a good one. At least we're on the field with a chance, whereas in knockout football, obviously, it won't continue if we don't play. So we do, I think, want to make sure we have our best players available for the game that can end our European campaign rather than one that can't. But anyway, that's my logic. Let me know if you agree with it. And yeah, we'll all be wiser after the event, won't we? As Liverpool get forward, good header away there from somebody. Missed who it was. And they come forward again, edge of the area. Now, can we get them on the break here? They've got a lot of men forward. A Rocca gets it forward. There's Boutenson on a good run. And who's in the middle? No one as of yet. A Rocca, we lose out, but Boutenson wins it back again, and then gives it away. Brennett can't bring it down on his chest. It's a very long, scrappy highlight to start the game. We don't want an interstart here, though, do we? Gonzalez is going to... No, Giacchini, sorry, is going to cross. They've flicked us apart through the middle. And it is an interstart. We are 1-0 down, basically from the kickoff. And... well, both teams had their chances there, didn't they? And we were just maybe a little bit too open, and Endrick has found his way through. So there we go. Let's encourage them. I mean, what we don't need to do is panic. But yeah, there's slight concerns there to be had. Oh, somehow that has stayed out. And Liverpool are coming forward again here. And that is over the top into the fans and end of highlight. So that puts us down to 16th, which is right on the bubble, isn't it? Obviously. Oh, and that's another one. All right, let's go just knock it back to positive a little bit. I mean, that shouldn't have happened, should it? I wonder if there's a lot of change in the defense there, if maybe some marking reassignment signing needed to happen. Here we go, Rocca. Oh, can't quite, but Brennett wins it back to Boutenson. Boutenson, oh, through the middle. Look at Raul. Look at Raul. And Rocca goes himself. You can understand why, but it just didn't happen quick enough, did it, at the end there? Milosevic now with a corner. Can we find the head of a Grindavik player? It's fallen for Bautinson, has it? No, it's a free kick. Gonzalez a little bit rough in there. All right. More defending to do. Milosevic, can he get a foot in there? No. Come on, boys. Come on. We don't want to be 3 down if we can help it. There is, of course, a scenario where goal difference could be very important for us as well. So for that alone, you know, we want to try and make sure that if we are going to get beaten, that it's respectable and doesn't get a little bit too silly. As Liverpool move it around. And was that a save? Puwal with a cracking save. And, well, there's all the danger signs here that we are going to get absolutely, what's the word I'm looking for that isn't offensive? Smashed. Let's go with that. Yeah, I mean, do we give it a focus, maybe? We've got some possession here. Gonzalez goes long. Bautinson tries to knock it down, but yeah, I mean, Liverpool, it looks like they have about 3 extra men on the field, doesn't it? Which is never a good sign. Mayet tries to head it away. Giacchini's there, clears it away. I mean, the thing is that I mean, when I looked at the match stats, when I sort of glanced at them last, the possession was fairly even. So that suggests that the highlights don't look great for us, but we are at least having moments. But they're just pinging it around, aren't they? Meyer gets back and clears it off the line. Yeah, we've actually had at least half the possession or near enough to it. So what we're not doing is anything with it, that would suggest. So let's take it off work ball into the box and try and be a little bit more effective with the possession that we are having. Apologies if you can hear screaming children. It is bath and bedtime. There we go. There we go. Milosevic pounds us on a pot. If they score from that, we just give up and go home, don't we? I mean, if he's offside or not, it doesn't matter. How did we not score at one end to then have that happen at the other? Yeah, I mean, it looked the goal. So 3-0 coming into half-time. Meyer did well, didn't he? He just didn't quite have enough support at the back there. Gonzalez is not looking particularly sharp, is he? Let's try berating, because we've got to be better here. We've just got to be better. So, yeah, I mean, disenchanted Milosevic now. No, we've been terrible. We've not been good at all. We've not been good at all. So, we'll have faith in you. We'll get back out there and just see what we can do. You know what? Let's put Vaca out there. He can play as a right-sided winger. So let's do that. Everybody else is anxious and nervous, but I mean, the bench isn't the strongest again because defensively, I didn't want to. I mean, there's no point having the guys on the bench to bring on if this was happening. Let's try and encourage and see if we can get anything. I mean, we've not created anything, have we? That's the problem. All right, so let's get rid of this. Let's try raising up the tempo, maybe going a little bit more direct and seeing if that works for us. We've got a free kick at the other end, and that is off the post. Raul's not having a good game. Pavas, I mean, ideally he wouldn't get himself suspended, but we'll have to kind of trust him. Brennett lays it back. I'm tempted to bring Valenzuela on. We're really missing Seema too, aren't we? Which is a bit of a shame. I mean, it's an international call-up. It's not too much we can do about it. Every time it looks like we're going to mount a decent attack, we're not getting that last pass away, are we? Here we go, Brennett. Can he do it this time? No, again. Again, the last pass is just not going for us. Gonzalez has done well there to get back. And Luna doesn't look a European player yet, does he? Alright, we've got Bod Vartan on the bench. I mean, arguably he's worse, but for a player that's developing as quick as Luna is and attribute-wise looks really, really good, He's not putting in those performances that we would expect from the attributes, as Pruwall almost makes the save. That is 4-0 though, and this is still the problem we have, isn't it? We go to these teams, and especially away from home, we don't look at... Oh, he should have saved that. We don't still look at their level. And it is difficult to know exactly. Bodvartson's done. He should have started. Just whipped it off his toe like he does it every day of the week. There's another ball forward, and that is a lucky miss for us. So what do we do here defensively? Is the high line maybe a bit of a problem? I mean, trapping outside seems like the right thing to do to me. Maybe if we sit a little deeper, that'll... I mean, is that what we need to do? Because Inter, I made a conscious decision to not sit deep against them, and it kind of worked, you know, because we were picking them off, and it was a game that really... I mean, what can you do when that's... Alright, so let's try and be positive here. Let's get Giacchini off. Let's try Weir out there. Let's try and be positive here. It's not the two centre-backs that are going to be playing, although Gonzalez might. But it's not... What is Pruwall doing there? It's not the two centre-backs that will play in the knockout rounds. Seema should be back, because we're having an absolute shocker out there with Arocca right now. Let's get Magnuson on. He's done well out there for us in the past. Kosh should be back as well. I don't think Jonsson's going to be back, so that could be a problem for us. I mean, we're getting ripped apart. Absolutely ripped apart. Can I still make subs? How many subs can you make? Let's get Valenzuela on. And it's 6 now. Which is not good, is it? Not good at all. All we can do is tell him to focus. It's... Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what we can do. I mean, clearly, heads are gone now, aren't they? So that's not helping. But we've had possession, which is what is frustrating. We're getting picked off, aren't we? So how do we fix that? Answers on a postcard, I suppose. But that is, yeah, that was not good. So there we go. We come unstuck in a very, very big way, and it's going to mean bottom half. So we're not going to get a friendly draw. I mean, and after a 6-0, you don't really deserve one, do you? But we'll end the episode by finding out who it is we're playing, and Cadiz is probably who we want, isn't it? Maybe Dortmund. Do we want Inter again? We'll find out who we get soon. All right, well, at least everybody's admitted it's a bad result. We have refunded the cost of the travelling fans, so that is... Well, the players have anyway, I haven't. But yeah, I mean, I wonder if maybe my team talk saying we go and beat Liverpool was maybe a little bit ambitious. But ultimately, it's done now. We can't do anything about it. And we have our draw for the round of 16. So let's have a look here and see what we are doing. We will not be seeded after that embarrassment. But let's see what we can do here. We will advance. We'll just skip through as best we can here. So unseeded, we will come out first, won't we? So we've not got Valencia. So Inter are gone. Copenhagen will get Juventus. Marseille. So Cadiz is the one we want, isn't it? I would imagine. Rennes, maybe. The Rennes do have some good young players, and they've got... I'm surprised that they can draw each other. Anyway, Midtjylland get Cadiz. So who are we going to get? Who are we going to get? We're about to find out. Bayern Munich, Real Sociedad, or Dortmund. We just don't want Bayern Munich, and that's exactly who we're going to get, isn't it? Real Sociedad. Well, we've beaten them before, and we've been beaten by them before. So, yeah. There we go. At least we didn't get Bayern Munich. So that is the draw for the round of 16, or the round of whatever it is, first knockout round. Let me know how you think we're going to get on. It can't be any worse, can it? It can't be any worse than that Liverpool result. So we've shown we're a decent team. If we can get a result at home, hang on in Spain. That sounds like it might make sense, won't it? So let me know what you think, and I will see you next time. If you've enjoyed it, thumbs up. Subscribe if you're new. Yeah, we need to be better. I'm just so disappointed by that. It's the manner of it, isn't it? Take care.